Welcome back to our Intro to Maya series. We're going to get outside of Maya for just a moment just to show you how easy it is to rig and animate these characters. I'm going to take this little guy here, make sure the pivot's on the center, make sure you did a freeze transformations. Let's see if it's actually not frozen. There's little values over there. So let's go in here, hold down X and make sure indeed that he is snapped to the pivot evenly. So I'm going to freeze that, make sure those are all zeros and the channel layer up here, and then delete the history, make sure there's no inputs going on there. I'm going to take the name here, double click so I can copy it, and then file export, file import. So file export selection, always go to your settings box like we talked about. And we're going to export this as scroll all the way down, so OBJ. So it's an open object file. It's really simple framework to work with if you're ever taking a 3D object from one file to another, although we have new USD. But it should default to my scenes folder, so I'm going to paste the name in there as OBJ. And all of these you can just leave defaulted for now. You don't have to play around with anything. If you have a fresh install, I'm going to export that selection. And then you're going to go online. I'm going to go to mixamo.com. That's www.mixamo, mixamotion, I assume, something like that, .com. And we're going to upload our character to that application. Okay, once you get the application loaded, you're going to click on the upload character button right here. And I like to just drag and drop mine. So I'll go to my scenes folder here and I'm going to grab my box biped OBJ. That's the model file. The material is going to be what goes on for the color of the skin. You don't really need to, or the polygons, you don't have to do that one. Just do the OBJ. Just drag and drop it right in there and we should get our little square guy, square person. There we go. And go next. Give it a chin. So we have an approximation for the chin. Remember, you need a neck, torso, two arms, two legs, and a head for this to work right. For the wrists, we can kind of fudge the wrists around. Elbow, kind of fudge the elbow since he doesn't really have hands. I was going to do like a little circle hand and feet, but I forgot to. So I figured I just want to get this thing done for you guys. And then the groin, knees and the groin. And for this one, I can just go no fingers. It'll give us a little paddle hand. That should work okay. And then we'll hit next. And it just took a few seconds. And there we go. There's our little square QB box character, box biped. You see it's bending and deforming pretty well. So I'll hit next. And now you can see just how easy it was to make a character, rig, and animate. You have some great animations in here to choose from. Yeah, laughing. We'll type laugh. There we go. Throw his head back. Ho, 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 doggone. And you can see the skeleton that I just made first. Now we're going to make our own skeleton in Maya, and we're going to use some extra stuff. But when you're done with this, what you could do next is you can actually download this. So you will want the skin and the FBX format. So without the skin, we'll look at the different reasons you would do different options on there. So download that, and then you can load this FBX file back into Maya. Okay, and so I chose the folder. I went back to my scenes folder in my throwaway Maya project, and I went ahead and named it. So it gave the name of the animation first. So I went ahead and added the name of the model first. So box biped underscore, let's see, what did I have here? Did I have 03? Yeah, so we'll go box biped underscore 03 underscore laughing. So you want to have good naming conventions. No special characters, no spaces, all lowercase for now. I think this should work okay. I have mine defaulted to Substance Painter Stager, but that's not right. So I'm going to save that. And now what I can do is I can go back over to Maya. I want to make sure I save my scene. Go File, New Scene, and go File. Actually, I'm just going to go over to my folder that I have here, and I'm just going to straight up just drag it in there. And there we go. And now you have this little character in there, and we might have to play with the playback speed. We'll find out here in just a moment. And if I hit play, though, yeah, it's going to go really, really fast. So you have now the new thing to look at here. So we can go into animation mode. But this is going to be the keyframe animations of how the character plays ha ha ha, and he kind of throws his shucks. down, right? So you're going to be playing around now with the timeline, when the timeline ends, when it begins, and the playback speed. So right now the default playback speed is too fast. And so it's down here in the very bottom right-hand corner. This should be your preferences for the time slider. So again, that was Windows settings preferences to pull up the same uh, interface, but for animation in particular, if we drag and drop it, something with keyframes, it's going to give us this time slider by default. And for playback speed, instead of playing every frame, let's go 24 frames per second right here in the playback time slider preferences. And let's hit play. And there we go. It is now playing back correctly. Yay, 24 frames per second. And you can go down here at the bottom, and instead of 200 frames, we can go 300 frames. And we can expand this even more until we get to the actual end of the animation. So you want to find out where the animation stops. So if we go through this together, it stops right about there, 235 or so. So we'll go back down here. We'll type in 200, or did I say 36? Yeah. There we go. And now if we hit play, it should loop, and ha ha ha, and we can do Alt B. There we go. A little blue background so we can see a bit better. Oh, ha 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 ha. And yeah, it's got a nice loop to it. It ends and begins with a clean. This is called a looping animation, and this is a nice kind of starter one to help you figure this out. Okay, in the next video, we're going to play around with some lighting and things like that. We're going to merge our scenes together. I'm going to file save scene as this one, and we'll call this one, let's see, intro underscore '03. And this one will be rig animate FBX, but it's a .a Maya file, right? So make sure that one saves. And then what I can do is I can actually go back over to my other Maya file. So I can go open scene and go back to my Geo or GUI Geo person, like that. And what we can do is I can move this out of the way, and we go up here to File and Import, and we can actually grab that animated FBX character. Now it's in the same scene, and you see it's got some different colors on it, because if I go over here and I hold down Shift and I click one time on this plus button, it's going to show all of the bones that are in there. And right up here, if we click on the show X-ray joints, it's going to actually have a little X-ray mode and show you the joints. And it's going to show you how all of them move as he's doing his animation, which is pretty cool. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and do some basic lighting and animate, and maybe put some trees for the garden gnome, or for him and his buddies. All right, we'll see you in the next video.